Hello, my name is Kofi, and I live in Adabasa, the village where Nana Kofo is king. Nana Kofo always called himself the wisest man alive. But one day, he caused so much trouble that we almost lost everything. Let me tell you what happened when he tried to take the golden yam from another village. It all started when travelers came to our village. They told us about a village called Eduma that had a magical yam. They said it was golden, never spoiled, and could feed a whole village for months. We couldn't stop talking about it. The yam was a gift from the gods, but only the people of Eduma are allowed to use it. Amma, my friend, they say it's guarded day and night. No one dares to steal it. I noticed Nana Korfo sitting on his stool, listening. He stroked his chin and smiled in that sly way of his. Nana Korfo, to himself, "A yam like that must belongs to a wise king, don't you think? Yes, I must have it." The next morning, Nana Kofo announced he was leaving the village. "My people, I must go on a journey to seek blessings for Adabasa. Trust me, when I return, you will all see my wisdom." Elder Kwame looked worried. "My king, your people need you here. Why must you leave now?" Nana Kofo, grinning. "A king must always seek wisdom. Don't worry, Elder Kwame. I will bring something wonderful for our village." We didn't know where he was going, but I had a feeling it was to find that golden yam. When Nana Korfo reached Eduma, he saw the golden yam in the middle of their village square. It was glowing, sitting on a high altar surrounded by warriors holding spears. The people were celebrating their harvest festival. But Nana Korfo didn't try to take the yam right away. Oh no, he was too clever for that. Instead, he walked into the square and spoke loudly. "Greetings, people of Eduma. I am a humble storyteller. May I share my tales with your wise and gracious village?" The villagers loved stories, so they let him speak. One of the villagers, whose name was Kofi, said, "We haven't had a storyteller in years. Let him speak." Badu, whispering, "But why now? What does he really want?" Nana Kofo began his tale, waving his hands and speaking dramatically. "Long ago, there was a farmer who had a yam just like yours, golden and magical. But he was greedy. He kept it all to himself, and the gods became angry." The villagers gasped. Nana Kofo paused, looking serious. Nana Kofo said, "The yam rotted, his land became dry, and his village suffered. The gods favor those who share their blessings, not those who hoard them." The villagers started murmuring to each other. Akoba asked in surprise, "Could that happen to us? We should be careful. Maybe the yam needs to be shared." Another villager responded. The chief of Eduma, a tall man with a deep voice, stepped forward. He looked at Nana Korfo with sharp eyes. "Your story carries wisdom, storyteller, but our yam is sacred. It has always stayed here in Eduma. How can we share it without angering the gods?" Nana Kofo, bowing respectfully. Great chief, allow me to help. I will carry the yam to other villages, spreading its blessings. In return, the gods will reward Eduma for its generosity. The chief thought for a long time. Finally, he nodded. But if you deceive us, the gods' wrath will find you wherever you go. That night, when everyone was asleep, Nana Korfo sneaked into the shrine where the yam was kept. The moonlight made the yam shine even brighter. Nana Korfo, whispering, "At last, this yam will make me the greatest king ever." He carefully placed the yam into his sack, but as he left, it started glowing even brighter. The warriors woke up and saw him, warrior, shouting, "Thief! Thief! Stop him!" Nana Korfo ran as fast as he could. Behind him, the warriors from Eduma were shouting, trying to catch him. The golden yam in his bag felt very heavy. Nana Korfo, panting, "I'm too clever for them. They'll never catch me." He ran into the forest. The trees were tall and the bushes were thick. The moonlight barely lit the path. After a while, he couldn't hear the warriors anymore. Nana Kofo, smiling, "Ha! I escaped. No one is smarter than me." But then, the forest grew very quiet. No birds, no insects, just silence. Kofo started to feel uneasy. Suddenly, a voice came from the shadows. "Who is in our forest?" Kofo spun around. 3 tall women in dark cloaks stepped out of the shadows. Their faces were pale and their eyes glowed in the dark. Nana Korfo, forcing a laugh. "Good evening, ladies. I'm just passing through. No trouble here." "Passing through with the yam of the gods? You are foolish, king." The tallest witch raised her hand, and the yam in Kofo's bag started to glow. One of the witches, laughing, "The yam knows you. It knows your greed." Nana Korfo, nervously, "Greed? No, I'm not greedy. I'm just borrowing it for my village." "The gods do not forgive thieves, but we will let you go for now." The witches stepped aside, but as Kofo passed them, one whispered, "Beware. Trickster, this forest is not kind to liars." Kofo walked deeper into the forest. He started to hear laughter, small, high-pitched giggles. "What now? Can't I just leave this forest in peace?" Suddenly, tiny figures stepped out from behind the trees. They were dwarves, no taller than Kofo's knees. They had long beards, glowing eyes, and carried tiny hammers and axes. The dwarf leader, smiling, "Lost are we, or are you running from trouble?" Nana Korfo, standing tall, "I am Nana Korfo, king of Adabasa. I am not lost. I know where I'm going." The dwarfs laughed loudly. "Really? Then why are you walking in circles?" Kofo looked down and saw his footprints in a loop. He frowned. Nana Korfo, grumbling, "Fine, maybe I'm a little lost. Can you help me?" "Help? We don't help thieves for free." Nana Korfo responded, "I'm no thief. This yam is for my people." "Greedy words, Korfo, but we will help you if you answer a riddle." The dwarves formed a circle around Kofo. Their leader stepped forward and said, "Answer this. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" "Wait, I know." He smiled and snapped his fingers. "Nana Kofo, an echo. The answer is an echo." The dwarfs clapped and cheered. "Well done, Korfo. You are clever, but beware. Your cleverness will not always save you." The leader pointed to a small path through the trees. "Dwarf leader, follow this path. It will take you out of the forest, but remember, the yam you carry is no ordinary treasure." Korfo followed the path, looking over his shoulder every now and then. He didn't trust the dwarfs completely. As he walked, the yam in his bag felt heavier and heavier. Nana, Korfo, muttering, "First witches, now dwarfs. This yam better be worth all this trouble." Finally, he saw the edge of the forest. The stars above were bright and the air felt lighter. Nana, Korfo, smiling, "I did it. No one can outsmart Nana Korfo." But the warnings of the witches and the riddles of the dwarfs would not leave Kofo alone. His troubles were only just beginning. When Nana Korfo returned to Adabasa, he called us all to the square. He placed the golden yam on his throne and stood proudly. "My people, rejoice. With this yam, we will never go hungry again." We cheered, but soon the yam started to rot. Its golden glow disappeared, and then swarms of locusts came out of nowhere. They ate all our crops. Ama, crying, "Our fields! The locusts have destroyed everything." Elder Kwame, angrily, "Nana Korfo, what have you done?" Nana Korfo, stammering, It must be a test. Yes, the gods must be testing us." The villagers were furious, but Elder Kwame made Nana Korfo take the yam back to Eduma. There, he confessed everything. "Great chief, I lied. I took the yam for myself. Please forgive me." The chief was angry, but didn't punish him. Instead, he made both villages work together to fix the damage. The chief of Eduma said to his people, "Let this be a lesson. Greed destroys everything. Only by working together can we find peace again." When Nana Korfo returned to Adabasa, he promised us he had learned his lesson. But I wasn't so sure. Korfo was always clever, and I had a feeling he'd try another trick someday.
For more amazing stories from Tales of Africa, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.